Real life street star. I'm back. Mr. Collipark, man. What it do?
Whew.
Welcome to Dallas.
What a welcoming.
Hey,
oh, man.
It's beautiful. The Mavericks just won.
Come on, man. Don't rub it in, man. We've been sitting at home for about a month. So don't rub it in right now, dog.
Yeah, man. The man, the myth, the legend, man. You did a lot for the city you might not even know. We're going to go through there.
Okay.
But before we go through there, you know, I want to take it back just a little bit, man, because you were a DJ.
Right.
Probably still are a DJ, but
Yeah.
you were a DJ in one of the most prolific cities for music.
Right.
So me personally, I just had a question because, you know, everybody wants to go to Atlanta and recreate what y'all built. You being a DJ, seeing it firsthand, what was that like watching the city cultivate that music scene into what it is now?
Well, it's like watching your city grow. You don't realize it in real time. You're just doing it because you love it. You don't know how it's gonna turn out at the end. You don't know when you in the moment that 10 years later, you'll be able to look back and say, we created something historic. You know what I mean? So it was just life and growing up. Back then, we didn't know, this was before LaFace. This was before So Def. You gotta think, Atlanta was like the New York of the South. You know what I mean? When they started, you know, with their parties in the park and all that stuff, they didn't know it was gonna turn out to what it became. And that's just how Atlanta was. We were just doing music because we loved it and we wanted to be a part of what was going on. And so that's it, man. You know.
So what was that moment where you were like, all right, yeah, we on to something. We got it.
For me personally, okay, I'm gonna put y'all up on the Atlanta music scene. So I started out as a DJ, one of the first mixtape crews in Atlanta called the J Team.
Yeah.
King Edward J. I don't know if y'all heard of a guy by the name of MC Shy D. He was affiliated. That's how I got introduced into the music business through DJing for him. Now, who DJed for him before me was DJ Toomp.
Oh, yeah, Toomp. Yeah.
DJ Toomp, who's the father of trap music, produced all the T.I. stuff.
Oh, shit.
Grammy Award winner.
Did you know that he also produced I'm a Fool With It by Twisted Black? He's in Fort Worth.
No.
Another.
Toomp got his hands in so much, man. Yeah. You never know. He's a what I like to call a sensei. You know what I mean, of the game. And so back then it was a label called Itchy Bun Records. And Itchy Bun Records was on the north side of Atlanta, a city called Kennesaw. And that was the home back then. This was before Outkast. This was before any of that. You had Kilo Ali, who was one of the first Andre 3000 of my city before his time. And you had artists like 95 South with the Whoop There It Is. You had MC Breed, who had the Gotta Get Mine with Tupac.
Right.
Vanilla Ice was on Itchy Bun, but they didn't catch the Ice Baby.
Damn.
I don't know, there was some kind of way with the business. And they had all kinds of music. I believe Clarence Carter was on Itchy Bun. So they had an array of music. But it was so underground and small, it wasn't what music is now. So it was like, you put a record out and you might get to Alabama, you might get to Mississippi, you might get to, if you got to Texas or Cali or something like that, that was a home run without even still becoming a major quote unquote artist.
Yeah.
So that was the whole music scene. It was so small back then. And the reality of us hitting it big to like, back in those days, I'll just say the Run DMCs and you know, the artists and the groups that everybody know, that wasn't a reality for us. So we were just doing it because we loved it, and our outlet was Itchy Bun Records.
That's crazy. So what would you say was the turning point of Atlanta to where you started noticing, oh, the world is taking notice to what we're doing?
That's a good question, man. So my story gonna be a little different than everybody else's because the type of music that I grew up on and that we were known for was more party and dance and freaknick type music. So for me personally, when I went to school at Alabama A&M in Huntsville, Alabama. And in 94, I want to say, or 93, we brought a group to perform at our school. The DJ who DJ in Magic City in Atlanta called DC the Brain Supreme, and they had a record called Whoop, There It Is. And they came to my school and performed. They brought the dancers and everything. And I swear to God, in about a few months, they was on national TV with that record. So for me personally, that's when I knew that it was possible for somebody who, you know, from where I'm from and do the music that I do, could make it out of there, you know, on the national scene. Yo, I hope y'all liking this shit that we talking about right now. So if you loving it, subscribe to the channel.
You mentioned Freaknick. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Have you seen the documentary?
No, I have not. To be honest with you, I have not.
Were you?
I don't watch a lot of So You Think You Can Dance and all these singing competition shows because I live it. And so I just had to, when you have to live this and fight for it and work for years and years to get this, I just can't indulge in all that. So I did not watch the Freaknick movie. That's no slight on the Freaknick movie because I love Luke, I love Jermaine, but I just did not.
But you were present.
Yeah, I was there.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
What would you say your experience was during your time when Freaknick was happening?
Well, so for me, my memory of Freaknick, now we ain't gonna talk about the personal side of Freaknick, but for me, on the business side of Freaknick, I was DJing for MC Shadi at the time, and that was a big business opportunity for us to promote our records. So you had Daytona, and you had Freaknick back then. So in '95, which to me was the grand finale of the golden years of the Freaknick, that was the year I put my first record out as an artist, DJ Smurf, called Ooh Lord. And I want to say Montel Jordan had This Is How We Do It, and I think Tootsie Roll was out. So back then it was like battling who record was gonna be the record of the summer. And that 95, my memory of the Freaknick was just us hustling to promote. That's all I remember. And believe it or not, I'll tell y'all a secret. Ludacris used to be an intern for Itchy Bun when Ooh Lord, and he was still in high school, I want to say. Yeah, and that's just how we went to the same high school, Banneker High School, in on the south side, Collipark. And so for me, outside of the personal stuff that I won't get into, it was like everybody came to promote their music. The spring break in Florida and Atlanta was about promoting your music.
So it's true what they say that records were getting broken.
Oh,
at
most
Freaknick.
definitely. Cause you got to think people were coming from everywhere, and whatever song that was popping at Freaknick, they took it back to wherever they were from, and that's how you promoted it.
What record would you say that got what's the word? What's the damn word you just said? Broke. Yeah, broke. Yeah. At Freaknick.
All them booty records, like for real, like the Tootsie Roll. Yeah, you know, all those records. If 94 and 95, those 2 years right there, whatever those. That's the term. It wasn't Freaknick music back then. We were just making music, but it was synonymous with that. So that's when it became the sound of Freaknick. It was all bass and booty shake. Wasn't no gangster shit, or no New York shit getting played. You know, girls weren't dancing to that shit back then. So the booty shake music, Atlanta, we call it Atlanta bass and Miami. So those records was the soundtrack of that. So that's how it became synonymous with Freaknick.
Now I gotta ask, you know, you being a producer, like at what point did you start making actual beats and tracks?
With Shadi, after Toomp left, he kind of, so he had two DJs at the time, DJ Toomp and Mike Fresh, who did all the Poison Clan stuff. Shout out to JT Money, I'm a huge fan. So when he left, he was using two DJs live on stage. So I became the one DJ that had to do the things that both DJs was doing. So I had two drum machines and two turntables on stage. So some of those records, that when the chorus would come in, I was scratching those samples in live.
Oh shit.
Those samples like gotta be tough, all that stuff. I was scratching that shit in live. And so from that, I was just a young, hungry cat. So I started producing. And he showed me how to produce. And my first placement was for him. It was a record called True to the Game. So that was my introduction into production.
Not the True to the Game, but
well,
Master P is.
No.
Okay.
This was just kind of regional at the time. But that was my introduction into it. That was in the Atlanta scene, the booty shake scene. And so I started writing and producing at that time. This was right around 94.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to actually get where you would say you were just good?
I was good from the jump.
Oh, that's right out the gate.
I mean, shit. I mean, I think some people, when they say work ethic trumps talent,
right?
I think I had a little bit of both. You know what I mean? I had a little natural thing going on, but I was so hungry to do it because of my love for it.
Yeah.
That, I think I just jumped right off into it. And I was eager to learn. Like I'm watching your son, I'm watching him when y'all handing pieces of equipment to each other.
Yeah.
He's like this. He ain't watching y'all, he watching the actual piece of equipment being handed over.
Yeah.
So I saw that just now.
Right.
And that's how I was. So
That's
when
hard.
you're a student of the game like that, you tend to go past a lot of people who ain't dedicated like that.
Now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, man. Walk around the club, fuck everybody. Ooh.
Yeah.
Bro, you produced that?
Well, I'm gonna slow you down. I wish I could take credit for that. That was on my label.
Okay.
So Throw It Off is on Collipark Music, which is the same label of the Yin Yang Twins and Soulja Boy, right? So within my run, I produced records and I had a label. So one of my producers, Mr. Hanky, produced Throw It Off. Now he also produced Good Love for City Girls. He produced California for Captain, what was his name? Captain Loud, I think, and Twerk It Later. So he's produced records, but he was up under me at the time. And we were about to let Trilly and Prince Rick go. And they came with that record, and that was the record, because they had hit that hoe when I signed them. And shouts out to Bebe, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, take us through how you even met them, because again, for us from being from Dallas, we hold our artists in high regard. And when we seen them sign to you, for us, it was like they made it. So how did you even get wind of them?
So long story short, I heard A-Baby on the radio in Atlanta on the mix show one morning, and I thought it was Boosie. I was like, what? I said, Boosie got one. So I was in the car like, Boosie got one. So I called a friend of mine and asked him about the record. And he said, no, that's his kid, Hurricane, out of Shreveport. Bebe got it. He said, you know Bebe. I was like, Bebe out of Shreveport. So me and Bebe met before. I hit Bebe, and like that weekend, I flew to Shreveport and met Hurricane. And that's, me and Bebe reconnected, and that's how the whole Bebe connection came, through Hurricanes. So we took Hurricane over to J Records, Polo Ground Records. So he was up under me too. And so just from that, this was before Bebe came to Dallas. So when Bebe came to Dallas, we already had that connect. So we were promoting my brother was out here with VIC, who did the Wobble. I produced the Wobble, by the way.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I produced the Wobble.
Get in there.
And Get Silly by VIC. So
you made both of those. So you produced both of those.
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
I always wanted Angel to do a hit like that, because that lasts for eternity.
Well, again, you don't know in the moment.
Right.
Now, Wobble was like my team was involved in that. You know, I ain't gonna be one of these producers that come up here and just take credit for everything. Right. That was a team effort. But who knew it was gonna become what it became?
Yeah.
But so I did. Me and my team did Wobble and Get Silly, and so my brother was out here with Vic promoting. I want to say Get Silly, right? Or one of them records. I don't even remember. And that's when he ran across Trilly and Prince Rick with the hit that hoe.
When you make a song like that, or Get Silly or Wobble with it, or is that a different type of bag? Or is it because it goes on cruises and like everybody?
Long term.
Long term.
Long term. So when you handle your business long term, again, the Wobble flop. Vic got dropped because our deal was with Atlantic Records.
Right.
We were coming off a gold record with Get Silly into Wobble, which sonically didn't sound nothing like Get Silly. So the label was like, this ain't it. So they dropped it. And 2-3 years later, matter of fact, Tony Neal with the Core DJs called me. He was DJing at some party in Milwaukee and called me and said, yo, you need to put this Wobble out for your next single. I said, bro, we put that out 2 years ago. He's like, what? He said, man, they got a dance up here. And he's the one that let me know that it was coming back with the line dance, because the line dance didn't even exist. So fast forward to now, it's a classic record that will always, we license that record all the time to movies, commercials and all kinds of stuff. So when it's a legacy type situation that your kids will eat off of and you'll eat off of, until you die.
How did you feel about the Dallas sound when you first heard it?
You know what? Any type of music that's fun for Collipark, that's what we were and still are affiliated with. We never did the gangster street shit. Because if you know any of my artists, like Ying Yang, to be from the streets don't mean you're a killer all the time. These niggas is from, the niggas who I signed were from conditions like everybody else. They just chose to make a different kind of music. And they weren't those types of people to have to make gangster shit. So all my music has just always been affiliated with fun and good feeling shit. And I think that's okay.
Speaking of Ying Yang, what happened to TVT Records?
Bankruptcy. And shouts out to Steve Gottlieb. He was the owner. He was an asshole, but I learned a lot from him. And he just fucked around with the wrong people, and he wound up filing bankruptcy. But TVT had us, Yin Yang, Lil Jon, Pitbull. Who else was over there? They had fucking one of them white boy groups they had before all of us. One of the big ones. Was it 9 Inch Nails? Oh shit. Yeah. Matter of fact, if you look at the Defiant Ones documentary with Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, Jimmy had to deal with he got the group that I'm thinking of from TVT. He did the deal with them over there. So TVT, they're unsung. They were responsible for that whole time period because John and myself was over there at the same time. And the mid 2000s, the early 2000s to maybe like 2006 or 7, we owned this bitch, between what we were doing with Yin Yang and the whole twerk shit and what John did with the crunk shit. And that was all up under the TVT, umbrella.
Outside looking in, being a label owner, why do you think that Dallas artists don't have that longevity? Like they be popular for a little bit and then they're not just staying on.
Well, because I'm not here, I can't speak on it from an insight. I know. Let's just take Trill and Prince Rick.
Okay.
Right. When they came, when we got them with Hit That Hoe, I thought that was because that record was huge at the time, right? They had to dance to it, it's everything. Crazy. So I thought that was the end all, but it didn't work out. I tried to take them over to Interscope where I had my label deal at the time, but they didn't want to do the deal. So at the time, I was going through some personal shit. And so I was like, yo, man, I hate this shit didn't work out. And then they, through our producers and whatever found the Throw It Off, Walk Around the Club record. And we didn't know that record would turn into what it is. But I say all that to say, it's the music. I think for me, and this is pre-social media.
Right.
I think if you are grounded in this shit with the music, look at Jermaine right now. As long as he been in here, he done had the #1 record on the R&B side with Money Long for the last.
Right.
You know, Jermaine been in this shit longer than all of us, but he started from the music side of it. So I think music fixes all of it. I think you can figure the rest of this shit out if the music is right. So I don't know, most of the artists that I know of from here come off like one hit.
Right.
And not like, no, I didn't listen to Mo3 like that.
Right.
But he appeared to be like an artist, like a real artist. And I just don't know if a lot of the artists that came out of here, you know, positioned themselves as real longevity acts.
But even even to stay on that point, right? Even though, right, the Atlanta would have booty shaking songs too, right? In our situation, we had kind of similar music,
right?
But y'all's music just went further. Do you think it's the resources too that might have played a part in that too? Because like, for instance, they walk around the club, right? I don't know where it did it over here. That shit's like diamond in the streets, right? They play that right now and it's still going crazy,
right?
So is it just the resources? Because I'm like, well, they took the Dallas cats, they put them on, you know, some Atlanta producers, and it just had a different type of spark to it. So I mean, that's the part that we be trying to figure out.
Yeah, but you got to think what you just said. It was a Dallas act over a different sound. So to me, when I listen to Mo3, when you compare him to the other artists, that wasn't the same thing to me. He sounded like an artist, like a real shit. The other artists sound like a dance.
Well, let me ask you this. You got Sexy Red, right?
Yeah.
She takes a producer beat from Superstar and it blows up. Which is Dallas. And it blows up in Atlanta, right?
You know, shouts out to Hurricane. You know that came out, you know, up under us too. So shouts out to Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Oh, Hurricane.
Yeah, that's Hurricane, right?
Yeah.
It's Hurricane and Superstar, right?
Oh, that's Hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all stole it.
Wait, hold on, wait. So that's what I was gonna ask.
but the business is handled though. So it's not the business is handled.
No, the business is handled, but the culture of it, when they're dancing to Atlanta moves when it's a Dallas song, is that a problem?
For who?
For Dallas. For Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? Because
why would it be a problem for Atlanta?
Well, it's a problem for Dallas because when we see it and we see them dancing to Atlanta music, doing the dances.
Let me stop you right there.
All right, let's go.
That's the problem within itself. Y'all ought to be celebrating that shit instead of being mad about that shit and using that as a stepping stone, as opposed to, I think you looking at it, the glass half full versus the glass half empty. You know what I mean? For me, if I'm looking at that, I'm like, oh shit, they own us now. Let me go back in the lab and do some more shit.
Right.
So, but if you got that crab mentality, you ain't gonna never get nothing good out of that shit. So I can just tell by the tone of what y'all asking me that y'all whole city looking at this shit wrong.
Yeah.
Nah, not everybody.
Okay.
No, hold on now. No. Okay, what it is, I think we got similarities. You know what I'm saying? I think it's some similarities, especially with, I guess, okay, even when Yellow Beezy came out, this might go with what Rook was saying. His remix had nothing but Atlanta artists on there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the only person on there from Dallas was Trap Boy Freddie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I remember even when Lil Will, he had a remix to Bust It Open. He had Shout It Low, you know what I'm saying? But I think it was more of we was always, to me, we vibe with Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always like that. But Dallas, we feel like, it's some people in Dallas feel like we don't get our credit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
you know what? I think, so let me tell you my own personal story about not feeling like you don't get credit.
Yeah.
It was real close to home with Lil Jon and Ying Yang.
Ooh.
Ying Yang was a big part of that crunk movement, but they didn't brand. I had an album called Dead Crunk in '94. Damn. So the term crunk was around forever. Ying Yang was the embodiment of crunk. They were crunk before the sound got coined. The term was already there, but the sound wasn't coined. John the great businessman and producer that he is, had the vision to take something that was so popular and package it, right? But Ying Yang never got the credit. Now, I'm like Jam Master Jay for Ying Yang Twins. For y'all who don't know, Jam Master Jay was a DJ for Run DMC. So I was like the silent third member, right? So the fact that that whole twerk sound, because John was known for this before Get Low. After Get Low, that's when the freaknick and the goodies and that's fine. But it was like, okay, they knew and we knew what our role was in that whole, because that tempo is what commercialized it. It wasn't the mystical, I don't give a fuck and all that rowdy club shit. It was the dance shit that commercialized it. And the dance shit, Yin Yang still to this day is a part. Get Low is the biggest, record of that movement that still goes to this day. When I travel abroad, I don't hear nothing from John but Get Low and Turn Down for What? To this day. So the inspiration was, okay, if we did that, we do something else. The Whisper song.
Yeah. That was the most creative shit we ever heard. Yeah. That was some creative shit, bro.
They still whispering this song?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, same thing I'm telling y'all.
Hey, honestly, when you who the fuck thought of that?
But I'm just saying, the same brain trust that did that, we said that we did that, we can do this.
Right.
And we're in control of our own destiny as opposed to complaining and get mad. Now, that don't make it not true, it don't make it cool or whatever, but nigga, nobody wanna hear that shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, nobody wanna hear that shit. Where has it gotten anybody?
Yeah.
You gotta put points up. Look at Ant-Man. Ant-Man just went home.
Yeah, he did.
You gotta put the points up.
Yeah. But see, I think the biggest complaint, it'd be really more like frustration, right? I think it'd be more so like, damn, how do we get to the point where we have these level of resources where when we have bro, I promise, if you produced a lot of these artists that was out here at that time, we probably would have had more superstars. You see what I'm saying? And that'd be our frustration. Be like, damn, we know we got the talent, but for some reason, we're putting our effort into it and we're making hits, but the hits are only going so far. So that's where.
So that means you weren't doing something right.
Right.
Someone right. So to me personally, I look inward instead of outward.
Right.
And who knows the answer to that question until you find it. You know what I mean? That's what the work ethic and that to me, that's what that's that coal right there. You know what I mean? That's you got to turn that coal into diamond. So once if you knew the answer to that question, that's the key. Yeah. But y'all got to find that answer.
No, I'm just saying, bro. Just hear me out.
I ain't gonna give you what you're looking for.
No. I know. Just hear me out, bro. It said, where's the person to be like, hold on, bro. Wait a minute. This is a dance that they were doing in Dallas. Where is Superstar at? Why is he not in the video? Where's that person to say, hey, at least let us pay homage? That's all I'm saying.
And we've all been a victim to that. And I just tell you like this. When you selling them songs and shit like that, if you don't work that shit out on the business,
that's it,
you have no voice. If when you sell that song, you don't say, look, I'll sell you this song, but I got to be in the video. I got to stay on the hook. I got to do this. I got to do that. Then you have no power. Because even the dude who did the deal with you, they answering to the big boys. Right. So the big boys, if one of their raps on the video set and the nigga who made the record ain't got nothing to do with nothing, he in the shot and they like, man, who the fuck is that? He did the record. Well, we don't know nothing about that. He got the, and if you don't have the power then to say, look, it's in the paperwork, I get to be here. Yeah. Then you gotta get your ass out the camera shot.
Right.
Now we've had Superstar, we've had Hurricane Chris, and we've had Dero on here to all speak about how it went down with the record going from Dero and Superstar to Hurricane and Superstar. Mm-hmm. I just want to hear your side.
I don't. So for business reasons, me and Hurricane wasn't really dealing.
Okay.
But I was still involved in the situation. So when that whole after Players Rock for Hurricane Chris, I kind of stepped off and started doing the Soulja Boy stuff.
Gotcha.
And so I don't know the particulars
Gotcha.
of how that went down, but it's no different than we've done deals and did songs with people who had songs that didn't necessarily make it, regional songs that didn't necessarily make it out the region, to where we saw that the song had potential, and we go like, why don't you give it to our artists and let us do that or whatever. And there's only so much, because you taking something, it ain't that right now. When I come to you for this song, it still ain't that.
Right, we gotta enhance it.
It becomes that when I take it and turn it into something. So I can't treat you like you Michael Jackson, ahead of time.
Right.
So that's it's kind of fucked up, and that's what I'm saying. You have to take those situations if you the artist, and from that you have to figure out how to kind of flip that into something bigger for yourself. Right. If you don't negotiate, and you don't have no negotiating power when you're doing the deal. I hate to say it, but what do? You know, that's just the harsh reality of the shit. So, but you can't then be mad and go and talk shit about the nigga you did the deal with.
Right. Because you still got some money.
You did the deal. Yeah. Well, even if you didn't get no money, you did the deal.
Yeah.
So how can you then turn, get on social media and all this shit and say, fuck them nigga, fuck nigga, the nigga took my shit, blah, 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 blah. But you signed off on it.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, Superstar said he was strong-armed.
But he was saying that was his label.
It wasn't him. Yeah, I was just saying. But I was just saying, like, sometimes.
Explain what is a strong arm?
So a nigga make you do something.
How?
Yeah.
Maybe grabbing your hand and making you.
I don't think that's what happened. I don't think that's what happened.
Well, he said intimidation.
How?
Whatever.
Hey,
you better sign this.
They had a sister tied up, or they said, "Nigga, fuck that shit. We ain't gonna use this shit." Was he just?
I mean, I would have to ask him. I don't know, but that's what he said.
I'm asking you some real shit because sometimes they'll take the deal off the table. That's a strong arm. If you don't agree to these terms, nigga, fuck it.
He wasn't alluding to that. He was actually saying strong arm, like street strong arm.
You sure?
That's how he was alluding on his couch. I mean,
but see, I know. I be wanting to know, dog.
Yeah, see, I should have asked him deeper. So physically,
that's
what did
an
they
allegation,
do?
but a lot of times niggas just be thirsty.
Right.
I'm not saying that was his situation.
Right.
But a lot of times niggas be thirsty because they ain't got nothing else. So if I offer you something, you got this big opportunity, but you don't want to do it my way, and I say, well, fuck it. If you don't do it my way, fuck it. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
That's the strong arm. Yeah. And you gonna do it because you thirsty.
So with all that being said, right, the Drake, another Drake reference leak track got dropped, right? And so now everybody's opening their eyes up to how the music industry actually works, right? Yeah. And I think it's kind of throwing people off. Mm-hmm. Is that a normal business practice? Because again, I've traveled with a Grammy Award-winning producer, and I've seen him go in there, make a beat with a writer, and then the big artists will come in, listen to it, and just kind of redo it.
You sell songs. Like, right. That's just people have songwriters. I think because it's rap, they look at it different. Right. But if you look at R&B, then that's just the way it's done. None of these R&B artists write their own shit.
Facts. But for rap, is there an unwritten rule where, you can get you a hook, but if you're writing the verses, is that like do you look at it funny?
It used to be
right.
Because this is an art.
Right.
And that was not accepted in this art form.
Right.
Rap was not R&B back in the day. But when you making this kind of money, rap wasn't making R&B money in the beginning. Yeah. But it has surpassed a lot of genres. And so when the money get involved, I mean, shit.
So for those listening, it's okay. Just go out there and
it is. You know, I think I was just having this discussion the other day. I think the fact these niggas be lying about the shit, that's where the problem comes in.
That's where the problem comes in.
Yeah, these niggas lying. So don't lie. If you ain't write the shit, they don't care. These people don't care. Now, I tell you, they'll talk about it for a day, then the next day it don't even matter no more. So if you didn't write the shit, just say you didn't write the shit. Say, yeah, it's my nigga. Yeah. Or I heard that shit, I was in the studio, that shit was jamming. Yeah. I took the shit and that's what it was. Yeah. Just tell the truth.
Yeah. Man, now you have produced arguably my favorite era of music.
Okay.
And you have a new artist now, right? You're working with new artists now. What is it that you look for in an artist now when you're going out to make, producing now, right? Because the sound has changed so drastic from back then to now. But as a producer, you can always adapt. So what does your new sound like, and who are you working with?
So for me, I any artist that I signed, that I actively sought out and signed, I didn't know I was gonna sign them. I just heard the shit and the shit knocked me off my feet. I've never signed somebody who ran up to me in the parking lot telling me, listen to my music.
What if you go super hard though?
I mean, that ain't been my experience. You know what I mean? So I never know what it is. I've never, and for most people, they're sought out. When you handle your business, when your shit is right, people gonna seek you out, and they gonna want to be in business with you. But for me, it's always been something that's to the left. Something that, like now, shit is so crowded right now. I step back from this rap shit because to me, and I don't want to sound like the old
Don't say it, bro.
mad nigga. Like,
Just real life.
the art form of, and it gets fucked up because I made dance club music or whatever. But my artists have always had talent in their own unique way.
Right.
It's not the same talent that your artist got or his artist got. It's their own talent. Like for instance, Soulja was the most genius marketing ever that I had, and so the music matched that for him. So it just went. Ying Yang just them two on wax together. It just same thing y'all hear is what I heard when I first heard it. They wasn't even a group when I signed them.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Kane was helping D-Rock write. D-Rock was a solo artist.
What?
Yeah, so Kane was helping D-Rock write, but they got on one of my records together, and that's when I heard the chemistry.
You created the Ying. Well, not created, but
Well,
you helped.
You created
if I never heard
Don't
it.
say that.
If nobody asked me like that.
Real life street stars.
I guess if you put it like that, I guess kind of,
So you pushed him to be a actual musician, the writer, D-Rock.
No, D-Rock.
I mean, not D-Rock.
No, Kane was always a genius writing. So he was helping D-Rock write, but D-Rock was a solo artist. So D-Rock was getting on one of my projects because we were on the same Itchy Bun records. We were both on Itchy Bun. And so I asked D-Rock to do a swap out. I gave him a beat. He was coming to get on my record. He got Kane to get on the record with it.
Who came up with the name?
They did.
Okay.
They did. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing, but this shit right here, that's it. I didn't have no label or nothing at the time. So
It's crazy that a nigga just hop on the song for the first time and then it just be like.
But they were boys, so they was used to, whatever they was doing, they just wasn't no group. Right. But that I had an album called Dead Crunk that came out in '97, and the poster said introducing Yin Yang Twins. That was the first time that they had ever done a record as a group.
I just gotta ask. From the window to the wall, to the sweat drip down my balls.
Yeah,
Bro, who they came up with that? When you heard that song, did you knew that was out of here, right? You was
I did a booty shake record called To the Walls back in '94, and it had that hook on it.
Man, you just bringing us gems, man.
now, Kane and D-Rock did that. I was not in the studio when they did that record with John.
Nigga.
Wow.
So that hook got put on that record. And it was just some shit, you know what I mean? But when I heard that record, so when I first heard Get Low, the music wasn't on it. It was just a drum track. So Kane, to me, the record sounded like a pimp rap.
Oh, okay.
But if you listen to the flow Kane got on that, move to the left, but you ain't by Fetty. That was some pimp shit. Yeah. But when that music got on that bitch, it turned into what it turned into. So what people don't know about Yin Yang, the reason why they songs stick around, it was the chemistry of Kane actually really spitting. Kane could actually really rap.
Right.
So his raps was really some spitting shit, but what he was talking about was like some game with some dance shit mixed, and D-Rock would just come on top of him with some ignorant shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you put all that shit together, you don't know why you like this shit. It shit just jamming, it sounds so good. So, but Get Low, it was totally Yin Yang at first, and then John came around them. Yeah. But that's why I say that whole, what they meant to that movement.
Yeah.
All right, I got an artist question real quick.
Okay.
Should an artist lease a beat?
I don't know about that. I don't know about leasing beats. I don't come from that. I would never do that shit.
So never do that, okay? Never do that.
What the fuck is leasing a beat? I don't
I didn't get it either, but they charge you $50, $60.
I quit. Like
$1,000 niggas. All right, so did you ever, and keep it real, there was an era where niggas was going on SoundCloud and SoundClick.
Nope.
And okay,
not me. I ain't never did none of that.
Got you. So, damn, that's crazy, bro. So let me ask you this, man. With producing, what are some of the things that young producers should avoid doing when they're coming up?
This era right here, I can't even answer that question, to be honest with you, because I'm gonna sound like an old nigga. I come from an era where we got paid for our work. Like we got paid what we were worth. Now, these niggas just happy to be a part of something. You know what I mean? So now if you can't afford to pay me, the way I deal with people now, like for real, that's why I don't do a lot of shit. I'd rather just do it for free. Seriously, if you came to me and said, yo, you used to paying these little niggas who will lease a beat to you, you don't even know what I'll even charge. So I would rather now this is only if I fuck with you like that.
Right.
So if I fuck with you like that, I'd rather just say, look, man, I'll just do it for you. And if you get a situation off of it or whatever, if it turns into something, I'd rather do it to you like that rather than, because I truly feel, I don't want to even feel that insult that I would feel if you offered me some shit that you would pay a nigga who leasing a beat.
Yeah. And you know the interesting thing about now, right? When a big song comes out, right?
Yeah.
There's a nigga on YouTube breaking down exactly how to make that beat, right? And now then you have 30 niggas making the same type of beat that you made. Do you think that's the reason why shit is so watered down now?
Yep. That and Splice.
I know about Splice. That's cheap. Yeah, they cheap shit up.
Yeah.
They cheap.
Have you ever made a beat that you wanted to hold on to that you just wouldn't let go?
I know I have.
Damn, I'm sure I have. Damn, hold on, let me think. I know I have. Damn, I can't think of one right, but I know I have. That's a great question, by the way. I wish you had emailed that to me before I got here. So I got there. Yeah.
Okay. I used to be a producer, right? So tell me about the time where you got in a session with a nigga, right? And you pulled up your beat folder and you playing the beat and the nigga ain't head nodding, the nigga just looking at you like this shit is trash.
I ain't never really, so for me, I never got to that point.
Gotcha.
Right, to where I never, because I had, I had my own label, right? So I read an interview with Dr. Dre early on about him not producing for other people back then. And that stuck with me for some reason. So most of my production was in-house at the time. So by the time I started producing like David Banner, I had a affiliation with David Banner because he was working out of the studio that me and Ying Yang was recording out. Him, Bone Crusher, at the studio called The Zone. So when I gave him the beat for play, it was kind of like, it wasn't like I sent a beat CD off to a nigga I ain't know. So, you know, I ain't never sat in no studio with a nigga like, hey man, here go 30 beats. Let's go through them.
Here go 30 beats.
I ain't never
just play the beat for a nigga and he just like, you feeling it, but you over there and you looking at the nigga over there like, yeah, the next. You ain't never been through that at all?
Don't make me lie.
You a wrong nigga, bro.
I just don't know. You gotta understand, like, when I started producing for other people, there was a short period of time before I did my deal with Interscope.
Yeah.
And so I went into CEO mode, right? So like after I came out of Yin Yang, my thing wasn't to take the sound that I did for them, because that was my sound, and try to force it on the world. That's just how I thought. So I only did a couple of beats outside of Yin Yang with my sound, which was probably Drop and Give Me 50, which was another nigga song. Fifth Ward, not 10th Ward Buck. 10th Ward Buck had Drop and Give Me 50. So when we was in the studio recording that, they started saying the hook. I didn't even know what the song came from, so they told me that was a song, so we had to go do the business with him. So I'm just giving you a couple of songs. Wobble kind of had that tempo and sound of Yin Yang. Bubba, Miss New Booty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was only a couple of...
Did you ever get one, you was like, that's not it? Somebody hopped on it and be like, that ain't it. Because you...
Oh, man.
That happens too a lot. It's like,
yeah.
Give you a beat, you be like, you chose this, but the nigga make a smash on a bullshit beat. Like it really was a throwaway, but
Now,
the nigga really killed that hoe.
I ain't gonna lie. So the throwaway shit kind of that got done was Hit the Flow with Twister and Pitbull.
Oh, okay.
Get down, hit the flow, get down. So that's why I was just in my bag then. I was just in a zone. I was on my Pharrell shit at that time. And that particular beat, I just thought it was that was just on the CD that I sent. And they liked the beat, but they didn't know what to do with it. So I sent it down to Pitt. And Pitt came with if I remember correctly, Pitt came with that record first. And so most of my beats was kind of close to home. Because if I didn't have Pitt put the hook on that beat for Twister probably wouldn't have used that beat. So nah, I ain't just sat in no studio and nigga telling me my shit was trash. Nah.
It was just me, y'all.
Nah.
Who would you say was the hardest artist to work with, whether it be timing, getting a record out when it was supposed to be in studio sessions? Who do you feel like was the hardest?
Now, the realest nigga I worked with, or the nigga who made me just like kind of back down off my shit was Jeezy. And I've told this story before, because I wasn't in the studio when he actually recorded Trap Star. But when we were mixing it, I went to the mixing session, and them horns going through the whole shit was not how I programmed the beat. But he wanted them horns going through the whole shit. And I was like, yo, the horns got to come out doing the verses. And he was like, nah, man. I was like, hey, man, that shit, I don't know, man. That shit, I don't know. Because sonically, from a song structure perspective, I wasn't really up on Jeezy shit. Because again, my sound was that yin yang shit. So we in the studio at the end, mixing Trap Star, the shit banging, but he got these goddamn horns playing through the whole record. And some told me I was not feeling them horns going through that whole goddamn song, but some told me if I leave out the studio, he was not gonna use this record. If I stood on my heel and he stood on his heel. So I was like, fuck it. Because one thing I do know about artists who know what they want, you gotta follow that. A lot of artists don't know what they want. But when the artists know what they want, that means they're in control of their destiny and their vision. I follow that all day, every day.
All right, so we're gonna step away from music and talk about fame right now.
You talk about who?
Fame.
Fame.
Oh. You know, they bring me in to ask the juicy questions.
Okay, fame.
So today, in today's entertainment industry, music industry, the producer, the engineer, they're stars in their own right, outside of rappers. Mm-hmm. You know, they're seen on the streets and, oh my God, it's such and such. Mm-hmm. For you, when you were beginning, or even once you kind of reach your height in your success, what was fame like for you? And when I say that, I mean groupies, ladies. Well, like, did they recognize you in the street? Were they all on you? Did you have to name drop yourself? How did that go?
Nah, because back then, you know, you didn't have the internet and all that shit, but if you got on BET, you was the shit. So when that little run where I got into the Bad video with Mike Jones and Ying Yang, I was in the Miss New Booty video. And then when I dropped Soulja Boy, I was at the front of that video. That time period was crazy. And it was a gift and a curse, because every kid and every parent with a kid that rap. After I signed Soulja Boy and the way we did that video, they thought I could sign any kid and turn them into a superstar. So that shit was, I I hated that shit. I still like to go to the grocery store every day and walk around in flip-flops. So you can't do that when people fucking with you all the time.
You seem like a classy man, so I ain't gonna get too deep into your business. But what's one of the craziest things you've seen like a female do in your presence? Like the wildest thing?
I'm the wrong person to ask a question like that. Because you're right. I would like to think
It doesn't have to be personal to you.
I
I saw a girl take her panties off and throw them on stage, or it doesn't have to be like.
damn, you making me, hold on now. Nothing comes to mind right off. And you would think I would have a good one, right? With the shit I've been through. But I tell you what, the first girl who I saw rolling on a pill was in Shreveport. Now, at the time.
Eyes in the back of their head.
Now, this is all relative to the time, right? Because this shit was not common at the time. And I think I was at Coco Pellet.
Yeah. Oh, hell! That's exactly what I was.
What's up?
And I want to say the club had emptied out and she was just sitting there. And I just remember she was just sitting there and goddamn rubbing on herself.
On the empty club?
Yeah, just sitting there like everybody was gone and it's like, yo. So
I never took you for that out, nigga.
no, nigga. I'm there with the
okay.
nigga. Don't put me out there like that, no. So, and we gonna stop right there. But yeah.
I told you why I'm here.
But y'all's era was the Molly era, bro. The ecstasy, was it ecstasy? The Club Blue era, that was like the ecstasy era, right? Yeah. That was the pill era, bro.
So,
the music y'all was making.
I'm just saying, the first time I saw that shit was something to remember.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shreveport.
Shreveport. I believe you.
If you never was in that shit. So for real, when I went to go sign Hurricane, real talk, that was one of the most magical nights of my life. Real talk. Because that night at Coco Pellet, which if you never went to that club, you can't. To me, I got to experience when niggas talk about how New York was. You know what I mean? How hip hop was, how the energy of that was in the South. And it came in Louisiana, in Shreveport. I had never experienced that kind of energy in the club because that night, I want to say Big Papa.
Oh, yes.
So y'all know. So you know.
Yeah.
I want to say Big Papa jumped up on the speaker and Hurricane jumped up on the speaker and started freestyling.
Going
in
crazy.
The middle of the goddamn club.
They did that shit when we went, they did that same shit.
This shit was like fucking Beat Street or some shit. Yep. And yo, that shit right there, man. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just had a flashback.
So I asked Hurricane the same question. If you were to update the Halle Berry song, because Halle Berry was the incumbent of
y'all niggas don't be letting shit go,
hey,
boy.
No. What I'm saying is, who is
Halle Berry 75 years old?
Who is
man.
the new Halle Berry? Is what I was gonna ask you. Like for you, like in this day and age, who is that girl that you be making a song about?
This shit is skewed now because everybody you was born with that shit back then. Now you can go get it. So it ain't no standout like that no more. I'm serious. You tell me who's the standout. Because if you tell me the standout, I can tell you somebody who look just like her.
Right. Damn. Instagram fucked it up. Ruby Rose? Nah,
nigga, back then it was one Halle Berry. Nigga, let me tell you how fucked up the shit was. Nigga, Anita Baker was something back in the day.
What?
Yeah.
That's how fucked up, but not fucked up, but you know.
Anita Baker.
I'm just saying. That's the sign of the times is ain't no individual standalone. Cause if somebody's daughter see something that she want to look like, she can go get it.
Auntie outside though.
Shouts out to Mike Clark, man. Shouts out to Mike Clark, man. I hate Mike Clark couldn't be here today, but he had some personal stuff to go on with him. But to jump to that, that's what I'm fucking with the Southern Soul right now, which reminds me of the music from my region, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, before it became commercialized. So I'm getting to see it again. And in this era of social media and all this access to everything, YouTube, it's very rare that you see something with this kind of groundswell that has not been tapped into yet. So Southern Soul, the king of that shit is King George right now. Yeah. I mean, he's like God in that thing right now. If you don't know who King George is, he got the one monkey don't stop no show, keep on rolling. That's King George. But that whole scene reminds me of Crunk. Because I remember before when Crunk, Ying Yang Twins was strip club music. You know, who thought and who knew it could become what it became. So Mike Clark Jr. is the artist that I signed recently. And you asked me, I ain't know shit about Southern Soul, but when I heard this record on T Outside, and I heard him singing, he was 18 at the time. He sounded like a grown ass man. And he had a real talent that I have not heard in this era of fabrication and, no, for real. Like it's very rare that you see or hear a natural talent. Like you just don't see it every day. And so that's what jumped out at me, like a natural talent that hadn't been stepped on. And so I sent it, when I heard the record, I sent it over to an OG of mine who sings blues music by the name of Willie Clayton. And because I ain't know nothing about the shit, I said, yo, but the tempo of it was on some booty shake shit. So the Atlanta bass music. I sent it to my OG and I was like, yo, what you think about this? He was like, hey man, you got something. So I reached out to Mike and signed him up. But just to have a niche of music that ain't so crowded with, you know, I mean, that's to me the most disheartening, well, not disheartening, the thing about rap that makes me hesitant to mess with it now. Anybody can do it now. And anybody does do it now. You know, so it's the Wild Wild West now. But in Southern Soul, at least you got to be able to, all them niggas can't sing now. I'm just saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. But at the same time, whatever the rules are, they exist. Right. And anybody can't just come over here and just do it. Because everybody ain't even willing to do the research and get down. Because I have to go to Mobile, Alabama. I have to go, to these hole in the walls, the country, because they don't live on the internet like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing now to answer that question that you asked, about an hour ago. At Southern Soul, if you're not up on it, I see it in about a year or two when it's figured out of how to package it. Because I think that's what Collipark is good at, finding something that you could see it, she could see it, he could see it. But they're like, man, I don't fuck with that shit. But I see it as like, I see what it could be. And that's what I'm doing with Mike Clark Jr.
You mentioned the strip club. Now, it is fair to say that you are king of the booty beat.
Really?
So, yeah, I think that's fair to say that you're king of the booty beat.
I'll take that.
So I am sure you have seen your fair share of nights in the booty club.
Okay.
What's the most money you've ever seen thrown?
I ain't never spent no bunch of money in the booty club.
What? What's the most money you ever seen thrown?
In
the booty club?
I wasn't counting. Wasn't mine. Hey, true story. I had a partner of mine that hit the lottery.
That's a wild story.
No. This a real true life story. Nigga hit the lottery for $30 million.
God damn.
And after he hit it, he was the friend of a dude that was in my studio that we were working with, but he was like the partner of the nigga. They would be walking to the store sharing quarts of beer together. So you go from that to the overnight, this nigga hit the lottery for $30 million. And when he hit that money was burning a hole in his pocket. Shout out to, he ain't with us no more, but shout out to him. But he was begging me to come to the strip club with him. And I was married at the time. I was like, dawg, I ain't trying to do all that shit. And it's funny. He rented out the strip club on a Friday during the day. Just us. Just went in there. And so we was in there. And I'm in that bitch. I was like, okay, I done came in here. I'm just seeing how he rock or whatever. And we was in that bitch about an hour. And after that, the nigga just brought out briefcases and started slamming them on the goddamn stage and popped them open and started doing this.
That's exactly how we
He started doing it. Now, mind you, I don't partake in this kind of shit because I ain't gonna spend another nigga money. I just don't do it like that. And I ain't gonna spend my money like that. But he started doing it, so I'm like, so I'm taking the shit. And after about a couple of, I threw all I felt like I should throw. And after that, I was just standing there like this. And I went home. Yeah. I'm just saying I ain't get it back.
Would you say he probably threw over 50,000?
Yeah, most definitely.
Over 100,000?
I don't know about 100.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. That's nasty work.
Yeah. Yeah. On a Friday afternoon. Well, it's funny, niggas think because of the type of music that I make. That,
nigga, Miss New Booty, Ying Yang Twins, Soulja, even Soulja Boy.
But we you know why those songs were so relatable? Because they the everyday man. They ain't the nigga with money like that. That's the difference. Yeah. You know, so we live like that. We ain't live like the other shit.
Have you seen like a change in like from back then to now, right? And you just look at how everybody's moving. It seems like everybody's moving around like they rich. They putting on this facade like they rich. Everybody want to.
I hate that shit. You don't know why I hate that shit for real? Because it affects our kids. Yeah. They think that's what it is. Yeah. And I hear my kids because they believe everything they see on the internet. Yeah. They see some shit and they think that's what it is. And then you have to fast forward to when some shit really go down with a nigga or nigga couldn't even pay for his funeral or you know, just. To me, that's the problem. It's okay. But I get it. If you want to play this game, you gotta play this game. Right. And it's the facade game right now. So I ain't on here to sound like the mad nigga, because that's what the game has become. Right. But that's the part of it that I hate about it, because a lot of some of these niggas do have it like that. Right. But most of them don't. Right. And our kids can't tell the difference.
As an artist, producer, or anybody in the music industry, like, what are some of the ways that what are some of the things they should be doing to keep the money coming? Like, you know, should people be focusing on making movie soundtracks? Should they just be focused on their art? Like, what are some of the things that you did to kind of stay relevant and keep money flowing?
Own your shit. For me, because it's all relative, you can have a record like, I was just looking up, for some reason, don't ask me why, I was looking up Kurt Cobain for the first time. I never was in that shit. And just the other day I was looking it up and I didn't realize the records, the Teen Spirit, Nirvana, and all that shit, and just how big that record. But at the time they didn't know that shit would become. So this nigga been dead for how long?
Bro, I don't know, 20 plus.
That record is so fucking huge. So the revenue, I'm just saying it's all relative. Of if he handled or whoever is receiving the revenue off a song like that now. So you could either continue to keep working, you know, that's the option, but everybody ain't that talented or gifted or fortunate to have a long career. Most people don't. But if you handle your business, if you do hit that lick, you know what I mean, you'll either be able to eat forever or and eat long enough until you find something else to get into. So this is business first. Right. That's the best advice I can give you.
Do any of the new artists ever reach back out to you for production? Because I would think like you gotta a man that produced some of the craziest,
Nah,
biggest hits?
we get sample requests all the time.
Got you. Okay.
So I'm like, oh.
Eat my boy.
we clear a lot of samples, but ain't nobody hit the ain't nobody knocked it out the park yet. So I clear the sample, and I be waiting for that shit. And I hear the record, and I be like, this shit ain't gonna do nothing. But I clear it anyway.
Yeah.
So I ain't heard. Now when the Sexy Red came through, I said, now this might be the one that really go.
Yeah.
But right after she dropped that shit, this goddamn Drake Kendrick shit started.
Yeah.
I was like,
man.
fuck.
Yeah.
So that,
Why we here? Who you got?
Hey man.
And have you ever been to a Diddy party?
Hell no.
That's a long question.
Nah. To answer that second question first. Nah. To go back to the
Kendrick versus Drizzy.
I mean, shit, nigga, you know the answer to that shit.
Kendrick.
At this point, if you'd asked me that 3 weeks ago, it might have been a debate.
Right.
Kendrick, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Slaughtered that boy. Because you did a remix on your YouTube channel and you remixed the Not Like Us record.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody heard that. Y'all gotta go check this shit out.
I
That's
do
fun.
remixes but after I didn't know. I was just talking to my sister about this. I thought Drake had more artistry in him than that.
Bro.
But I thought, honestly, because when you're able to make music and hit records at will, the way he has been able to do over this long period of time, I just felt like it was a choice that he was making. But if needed, he could come and do the other thing. But I was wrong. When Kendrick dropped that, so I knew I was waiting on Kendrick. I was saying this before he dropped Not Like Us. I said, whenever a nigga drops some shit that's jamming, that nigga can dance to, or whatever, it's over. And he just felt like he was having fun. So whenever that crossed over into my type of music.
Right.
So you having fun with the shit, and the shit jamming, and you busting this nigga ass, so Kendrick. To answer your question, Kendrick.
Are you surprised at the way that he did it though? Because it was like everybody, the whole thing was, he don't write fast enough for, XYZ. Then he showed you he could kill you in like 5 different styles.
I hate to say it, but this was the example of you can't fuck with a real nigga. And I don't know how real of a nigga, I'm just speaking from the artistry.
Right.
With that cute shit.
Facts.
That cute shit only
seen
goes
the
so
difference.
far.
Yeah, we seen the difference.
The cute shit ran out. And that real nigga shit, when a nigga get on your ass and start beating the fuck, when that nigga say beat the fuck out that nigga.
He 69 God. Hey, run for your life. Nah, that shit is crazy.
He beat the fuck out that nigga. So if you can't fight, you gotta take that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that would look like. So to me, the true test of this whole battle will be when Drake drop a regular Drake song and niggas be like, we don't fuck with that shit. To me, that's the true test of who won. We already know who won the battle, but I don't know if we in the midst of watching some Ja Rule shit.
Yeah, that's what
Are we watching some Ja Rule shit?
Bro, he just dropped the BBL Drizzy song. Nobody gave
know that. You don't know the answer to that.
We don't know yet.
You don't know the answer till when Drake dropped a Drake song where he's singing da-da-da-da-da, and he on the island again, and niggas be like, man, cut that shit off. Cut that shit off. We don't want to hear that shit. But I'm a Drake fan, personally. Yeah. I love, because I'm in the music business. So anybody who could have the run that he's had, making hit records, that shit ain't natural. That shit is otherworldly for what he's been able to do.
LeBron of the rap game, right?
Yeah.
The LeBron of the rap game? Okay.
That nigga looks at you like, nigga, no.
I gotta take that in. You sprung that one over. I gotta take that in.
Because he's been going this long. He keep going. Nobody.
Okay, without me thinking about that, on this surface, I agree with that.
Now, if LeBron starts next season and then he fucks up, that means LeBron in the rap game.
So,
what do you think about this nigga Metro Boomin dropping the BBL Drizzy diss track? That's different. We never heard that.
I love it. Now I love that shit.
BBL Drizzy.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Facts. He changed the game.
And then Drake raps on the beat.
See? Ain't nobody gave a fuck. See? It started.
You wanna know what? That's that cute shit.
See?
That nigga beat the fuck out that nigga, dog. Hey, you can't be cute when a nigga swinging on you like that, dog. Yeah. So all that, like for real, I say that because I thought the cute shit was cute. I was with him. That AI shit he did, I was like, oh shit, he on some next. He up here.
Yeah.
Niggas is battling down here. This nigga up here. That was some cute shit.
Yeah.
Then that nigga Kendrick come with that. What he came with after that?
Euphoria and shitted on that boy. That nigga said
He went to wailing on that nigga, man.
Boy, for 6 minutes straight.
Like
Crazy.
yeah.
Talk to the mama and daddy.
Don't
he
be
was-
dropping no. You can't be. You just can't do that shit, man. With nigga beating your ass, man. You know so.
I gotta put you on the spot, man. Four greatest producers in Atlanta.
In Atlanta,
Yeah.
Toomp is one. John is one. Metro is one.
Metro. That's my son's favorite producer.
Oh fuck! How was I not gonna say Rico Wade? But you know what? Why I wouldn't say Rico? Because it was a collective.
Right. Okay. Dungeon Family.
So let's not. I think a Dungeon Family.
Right.
So you said producer,
Yeah.
right? So Dungeon Family is, they own the Mount Rushmore.
Right.
But I don't want to. That last spot. So I said Toomp, John, Metro. Y'all throw some names.
Is
out
Mike
there.
Will anywhere in there? Mike Will made it?
So here's the thing about people like Mike Will, and I don't know the ins and outs of. I was thinking Zaytoven because when I think of producers, I don't think of guys who got a whole team
Oh, okay.
doing beats and then you just coming in.
And
I
you
don't
put the
know
tag
if
on.
that's the. I'm saying
Doing the Young Berg shit. Oh, niggas know. Niggas in history.
I don't. So I'm thinking about guys who I know going in and get busy.
Gotcha.
I got to a point to where I had guys coming in with me to a point that never worked for me. Because when your demand is so strong, you can't, you human. So you have to have, but I ain't, you just taking niggas beats and.
Putting the tag on their bit, yeah.
But it's business though. That's just
That's
the
a
way.
good-
So,
that's a good
but
market strategy.
I don't want to get off track. But
Right.
you asked me who my top, 4?
Yeah.
Definitely Toomp,
Yep.
John.
Yeah. JD.
Oh fuck, JD is number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I ain't mean disrespect JD. JD number 1.
Yeah.
By far.
By far. Yeah, it's not even.
And what's dope, John come from that tree.
Right.
Y'all know John was
Yeah, under- Yeah.
So Def.
Yep.
John was the street promo guy. And the A&R guy. So it's definitely JD at that, like, I don't think it's too many niggas in the game fucking with JD.
Nah, he's
Period.
the number one.
And I'm
Him
gonna
and
give,
Dre.
I'm gonna come on here because I don't see enough people giving JD his respect. Because not only in the golden era of all aspects between the production and the label. So if you go, I was dying to see the verses between him and Diddy.
Yes.
Cause that shit
Never
wasn't
getting
gonna
that
go, it wasn't gonna go how niggas thought it was gonna go.
Yeah.
He was gonna mop that nigga.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Jermaine was gonna mop that nigga.
We'll never see it.
You will never see it now. It is a sad day.
I'm not here to speak on Diddy.
That man is a freaky nigga, boy. 69.
But
yeah. That shit is crazy. Man, we gotta ask you. So, man, give us a Soulja Boy story if we get out of here. He's like one of the most entertaining people on the internet, bro. From the Soulja Boy story we did on Vlad to him just going live, cussing people out. Yeah, Charleston White,
You know what?
Mace. He's the first to do everything.
So I started fucking with Soulja Boy when he started all that other shit. If you notice, my time with Soulja
Right.
and the rest of his career, which has been longer than when I was with him, because I'm a music dude. So when he started doing non-music things, that's when I
several times.
Yeah, but my thing, this one I knew Soulja was crazy. No, for real. Because I want to say the last album, which I think was Pretty Boy Swag, that I did with him. We did 3 albums. With the DeAndre Way, I think it was, which I probably never listened to all the way through. He was supposed to do BET Hip Hop Awards, the proper BET Awards or some shit, the pre-show. And he felt, as I recall, disrespected by them having him do the pre-show. And he was like, fuck that shit, I ain't doing that shit. And he was like 18 at the time. So for me, we like, what the fuck? This BET, BET was, it might as well have been ABC or NBC or any of that. So I just recall, and we were distant at the time, but it was still Collipark. And I just remember at that moment saying this, I had never seen an artist, especially an 18-year-old artist, make a call like, I ain't doing that shit, fuck that. He would not come down out of his room to do the BT. So they were blowing me up like, yo, where's Soulja? Where's Soulja? Where's Soulja? Where's Soulja? And so that was the beginning of me seeing, which I'll see every day now. So, but back then, that could have been, he wound up doing the shit. But for me, that was the shit that let me know that he was on some other shit. Yeah. And that was toward the end of my relationship with him. I was like, you know what? And you ain't never heard me and him going back and forth or whatever. I think there was a mutual respect of what I do and what he does. And I think had we stayed working together longer, he would have been one of the most prolific songwriters. Because I just thought that his pen was fucking incredible when he would sit down and.
So he was penning all them. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. So I just felt like if he would have stayed to the art form of it and continued to really focus in on that, he could have been one of the greatest of all times. Because you got to look at that first album, even the second album. He was ahead of his time. I listen to all this shit now. And because when Soulja was doing all that shit, it was like he was the kid, the whack kid doing that shit. But everything that I hear now sounds like it was spawned off what Soulja was doing.
Facts.
So just think if he had just...
Even Fruity Loops, right? Because he was like one of the first niggas saying, I'm making shit on Fruity Loops. And niggas like, oh,
he was the first guy that I knew doing Fruity Loops. So, yeah, he was ahead of his time, man.
That's crazy. Man, before we get out of here, man, plug anything that you got coming out.
Y'all go check out Mike Clark Jr., man, Auntie Outside. I wish he could have been here today, but we gonna go party tonight because Jed, he's supposed to be here doing the goddamn party tonight. But we gonna go party tonight. But y'all get tuned in, especially if you from the South. Go ask your mama and your aunts and your little cousin them that's in the country about Southern Soul music. And go dig into that because I promise you, in about a year or two, it's gonna be lit.
Man, working. If people want to tap into Mr. Collipark, just give them like 5 songs from you that they need to check out if they don't know who you are, which would be crazy.
Okay, let me start from the obvious shit. Wobble. Shouts out to the Ying Yang twins. So we just got a gold plaque yesterday for one of our completely independent records. Say Aye Aye Aye.
Oh shit!
22 years it took to go gold, and that was from the ground up. So I ain't gonna put that one in the list. So Wobble. I like to say Trap Star because most people don't know that I did that record. Records that people don't know, legacy records, Stand Up and Get Crunk, the college band song. Yeah, that Dion, Give Me My Theme Music, Dion. That's probably gonna be going on because that's some black HBCU shit that's gonna live forever. Whistle While You Twerk, which was my first song of that sound, the twerk sound. That's 4. And the Whisper song. The Whisper song.
had any sexually assaulted bitches up there. Wow, era.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. It's probably more than that, but those are the 5 that I would say that people when I'm dead and gone, that'll still be played when I'm up out of here.
Already, man. You definitely are a legend, man. We appreciate you coming way from Georgia.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
and
sir.
shouts out. Let me shout out Trilly and Prince Rick, man.
Oh, man.
For real. And Mr. Hit That Hoe. You know, so I didn't know how big that was for the culture of Dallas. But it's good to know at this stage in my career the impact of everything.
Oh yeah, Lil Wayne shouted that record out.
Okay, so they had to clear that record for his mixtape. Again, if you handle your business, you too. Yeah, so shouts out to Trill Lee and Prince Rick and Mr. Hanky too, who produced that record. And shouts out to Dallas, man, for having us, accepting us. Because I remember we was coming. We didn't spend a whole bunch of time here, but I remember when we did come here, the love was real, and they showed Trill Lee and Prince Rick a lot of love when they was here. And Bebe, shouts out to Bebe. I ain't talked to Bebe in about 10 years, but shouts out to Bebe.
Already, man. We definitely appreciate you for coming through, man. You definitely are a real life street star.